Hey idiot! Hytale is horrifying. This game just released recently, and there's been an update since I recorded this video, which is incredible. As you can see here, I'm showing off the avatar creator. I'll be showcasing what the first hour of gameplay looks like in case you're undecided on whether or not to pick up the game. And I'm going to make a world and name it adequately for the person who's going to be occupying it, yours truly. This will be my second time starting a world, and I've so far loved the progression. One thing you'll notice here is how quick it is to make a new world, which is awesome, and then we immediately spawn into this fresh new world at this spawn point. So I started messing around a little bit, punching rocks, and this is mainly just so you can see what the starting area looks like, and I'm kind of exploring for the second time, I guess. I had already explored it and had a blast, so I'm just checking out the perspective, and here there's a free look option, so you can see what your character looks like in the armor, the celebratory teabag, and we are out of there. I genuinely love how this game looks. Even though the overworld, it can be a little boring, I think overall it's great for what it's trying to achieve. So I started harvesting for some plant fiber, for some wheat, and for some rubble as well when this happened.
That did not scare me at all. Not even a little bit.
I ventured deeper into the caves, made myself a pickaxe, and prepared myself for my roommate to walk in.
Is that good? Yeah, isn't it gas? It's a like Venezuelan joint. It's like Dennis Burgers or something.
I was immediately accosted by cave rats, and deeming myself unprepared, I eventually crafted a sword for myself so I could fend off this horrible goblin. The combat of this game, especially at the very beginning, still feels very dynamic and fluid. There are a bunch of different options to both block and attack, and you have to be mindful of your health and stamina, which is always great. I'm actually going to amend that last statement, as what I meant to say is that Hytale does stamina well, unlike some other games.
I'm still outside with the grip. What you expect, my
Check this out. After making completely sure that I couldn't be followed by this rat, I decided to poke fun at him and then go chop some wood. What's really nice about chopping wood in this game is that the tree automatically falls, which is something I feel like Minecraft's always needed, and it's very satisfying and easy to gather a lot of wood, which is very necessary. Then I stumbled across this mine structure that's kind of embedded in the Forgotten Gateway ruins, so I went to the top and claimed it as my own. Then I wanted to make sure that I could absolutely sleep in it. Wonderful. I got to work on crafting, making sure that I had all sorts of stations set up and some temporary storage, and into the mines we go. I'm not actually sure how many blocks it requires for you to take damage, but every time you enter the mines, you have to be ready.
Again, that did not scare me at all. I'm immune to being scared.
This is distinctly an issue with the current world generation, which they call World Gen 1, and the Hytale team is working on version 2, which should be released soon. I also discovered you can climb ropes.
That's pretty dandy, actually.
Now for the skeletons. These are my least favorite enemies in the game, and there are so many of them, but they are not immune to the Bed Wars spam right-click strategy, so bow camp like a true man. It didn't take long for me to get completely overwhelmed by monsters, and this horrible demon of a skeleton baited me to fall into a hole while I was very low health, so I had to fight my way out of there very carefully, and I'm still fighting rats and skeletons, launching myself at them, and trying to defend myself until I found a chest, and started mining, set up a crafting station, and this is our home away from home. Pew. The next step is to get ourselves a shield and some piece of armor so we can defend ourselves and take a little less damage. Then we're going to jump directly back into the mines. While I'm gathering resources, I want to take this time to talk about stamina. My main issue with stamina is embodied in a game like Valheim, where you are regularly punished for not having enough. You will almost never have that issue in Hytale, but you still have to be mindful about when you attack versus when you block. There's also tons of chests to loot. Gold? Now I was hoping for some kind of special loot, but no, another higher health skeleton spawned.
Square up!
Then I did it again.
No! Oh, I always forget that crouch is control and not shift. Silver, what? I've never seen that before.
Sometimes blocks will randomly update when you place a block on them, and that means they're out of position and they'll automatically destroy themselves. And you've seen this happen multiple times. I hope this has been fixed in the recent update, but I haven't confirmed myself. There's a lower volcanic area which has more difficult mobs and better loot, so I decided to eagle snipe these guys before dropping down to check it out myself. The other main issue I've been having with the game has already been addressed in the update, but sometimes items would phase into walls and catch onto the blocks, so they wouldn't fall into the ground correctly. I even ran into an issue with an invisible stalagmite that I could enter and suffocate in, but I don't have footage of that. So with all that taken care of, I decided it was time to leave the mines, and there you can hear my roommate complaining about Rocket League in the background. So I went back to my base, spruced it up a little bit, and that's where we're gonna end the session for today. Honestly, I've been waiting for this game since 2018, and so far I love it. I know it's in early access, and I have been running into some bugs, but I'm so impressed with what the team has cobbled together in the last 2 months to make the game playable. I really highly encourage you to go purchase the game, and the content we've seen from the community is incredible. The Discord is full of almost 500,000 members. There's a lot of videos on it now, and the team has delivered excellently on their promises thus far. I have so much hope for this game moving forward, and they've said that they've secured 2 years worth of funding from the early access launch. Go check it out for yourself. This game has been an absolute blast, and I hope you have as much fun in it as I have had, and I hope to be making some more videos on it in the future. Thanks for checking out the video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Leave your comments of your impressions as well, so we can have a good constructive conversation about how this game can continue forward. That's it for me. See ya.